Hey everyone, it's James. How's it going? First of all, let me apologize. We had set up new streaming software where we create these kind of pre thumbnails that we can send out, which we sent out on our reminder campaign, which is what this link was for. Had some people come back say, "Hey, I went in and it just didn't show you going live. You were live on a different stream." We're using new software, and the software would not let us click into the initial one we set up, so I had to go in and manually do this right now, which was not ideal. So what we're going to do is going forward, I'm going to make this one short and sweet. Talk about the campaign a little bit. And then what we're going to do is when I exit out, I would encourage you, if you come back to our channel, simply Board Game Binge podcast YouTube channel. In there, there's a, just go to the live section, and anything we stream, we'll stream just basically to the generic kind of live stream. That allows us through that software to stream on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at the same time, which is just way more efficient. So, man, what a day. Whew. Okay, let's go through it. First of all, we funded in like 90 minutes. So that went really, really well. I was very, very pleased to see that. Took a lot of questions, again, typing like mad, because we hadn't actually done that level of funding that quickly before, and it took a lot to respond to everybody. It was a mad dash. Then we were trying to do a live stream at the same time, talk and answer questions, and then Adam and I even had time to do a quick game of Saves Advance just to kind of take people through how it's set up. Thanks, Jacob. I really appreciate that. Jacob just joined us in the lobby, and so that was this morning. I'm exhausted. I could literally go over to that couch over there, lay my head down and have a nap. That's how tired I am. But I'm going to keep powering through, and probably going to go till midnight, I imagine. So I'm going to be doing lives throughout the night and taking pauses here and there just to catch up on emails. Had a ton to catch up on. Lots of great questions from people. So we funded it in 90 minutes. We're now at, I think, 40,000 is our current. Yeah, I think we're in around 40,000. Let me see if I can find our page. 40,000. Yeah, 40,375 backers so far. It's a pretty good start. So good, I would say that this is actually the most we've funded on any campaign. So I've done 5 campaigns. We've done some which have been smaller just to get, some funding quickly to do the manufacturing. We've had others who put a lot of effort behind. This one was accumulation of most of the learnings that we've had over the years. And certainly there was a lot of kind of pre-promo going into this one. So we felt like we kind of had done it the best way we could up to this point. Like, this is kind of the best kick at the can we've taken. And it shows. 40,000 now. We're officially the highest funded campaign I've ever done, which is really, really exciting. Next milestones, obviously, is to see where we're going to end the day. I don't know. I think it could be anywhere between 60 plus, maybe. I don't know. We'll see how that goes, but it certainly is super exciting. We're really pumped about this game. Lots went into this game for sure. What is this little menu here? Oh, look at that. I forgot that I even had this. I got a little ticker tape that shows what our funding is at. So, yeah, this has been a crazy amount of stuff we put into this campaign. Everything, quite frankly, from making sure we have the best components possible. Neoprene mat fits inside the box. The acrylic gems, the Mighty Mech minis, the dice, which are the kind of marbled look to the dice. Tons and tons of cards. The V-Knots, which are 2-color painted on both sides, so it's a metallic silver then with the little helmet that's painted on both sides of the meeples. Standard game comes with like 200 of those. The 6-player comes as 250, so there's a lot of meeples in this game. Lots of gems. The thermoform trays, we sprung to get the molds done for those so that we could give our reviewers, quite frankly, as close to the final thing as we could. Clearly, we couldn't give them the final game because the investment from the Kickstarter page is going to pay for a lot of that. So, for instance, molds for the minis, very expensive. We had to 3D print ours, and we just had them for kind of photos, but we didn't have enough to send to all the reviewers. They're there as a reminder when you're mining anyway, so you can play without them. We want to make sure they had thermoform trays because that was kind of important. But even the cards, like we gave them probably 60% of the cards that we're going to have. The amount of artwork we're going to have is pretty much double what we were able to send out in those reviewer copies. So we're quite confident that people are going to be really happy with where we land on this campaign. We're thinking of some cool things to just keep the conversation going. There's announcements that are going to come out every few days. We've got some we call them the Chronicles of Venus. So we've got these little stories that about the people in these cities that we're going to just seed out just for discussion points and just to, again, keep things going. There's no stretch goals, but there are announcements that are coming. So we have, I can't say what the announcements are, but there's 3 key things we're going to announce during this campaign. It doesn't impact the game at all, but it's just cool stuff. And I think in the comments, we're probably going to do any ideas on final box sizes. Jacob, great question. Yeah, the final box is going to be 12 by 12 and depth probably 4 inches on the 4-player, 5 to 6 on the 6-player. It's a big box. Like even the reviewer copies, which are, I think it's a 3-inch depth on those boxes without the minis, it is rammed. Like there's no space for anything. There's not even a space for a tray. We got foam kind of separators. I really want to have a thermoform tray in that box. We haven't designed it yet because until we kind of get everything in there with the minis, it's tough to do those designs. But that's something that we definitely want to have in this box is a thermoform tray, just because I myself like with my games to be well organized, because there's a lot of like premium components in this game. I want this game to be something that can last several years. The player boards for sure. Cards are going to come with, and I know we have this on the bottom of our Kickstarter page, but about once, at least once a year, I like to come with card packs that change things up. Right. So if somebody wants to freshen up their game or have other kind of things they can kind of intermix with the deck, they have the ability to do that. So we're going to do those probably once a year after this game launches so that we have, continue the life of the game for many years to come. Likewise, the sequels to this game, which we're already working on, utilize some of the similar components, although those games will be standalone where you can... you don't need this game to play those games and own them. There'll be a lot of similar thematics. So it's still in the same world of Cities of Venus. And even things like commerce and things like that will be very similar to these games. So you're getting the same kind of themes carrying from game to game so that there's that familiarity. So that's what we have planned for that. Other than that, I am humbled by the reaction I've had from people. It is really nice when you have this many people cheering you on. Clearly, I've got a lot of friends I've made in the industry, and I'm very, very thankful to each and every one of them. Even the reviewers, they put in a lot of time creating content, and I appreciate that. It takes a lot of work to create content, and for someone to say, you know what, I'm going to take that game, I'm going to play it a few times to make sure I understand it. I'm going to give my thoughts. They're going to be candid, but I'm going to give you my thoughts. That's a huge event. Like, I don't think people who don't create content realize how much time that takes. Like, I think you're looking at probably at least 10 hours for a video if somebody's doing a video on a preview for a game. So, they're not getting paid. Like, there's one partner we had, which is Genders, that we use for kind of the how to play video, because we want to make sure that was just right. But we didn't pay anyone else. Like anyone else that took a game, they just took it straight up and said, okay, we'll look at it and we'll give you our naked thoughts. So, and they were great thoughts. There are some things that we adjusted based on reviewers giving their feedback. And I loved having that conversation with them, right? Where they were able to give us saying, hey, something as simple as we were saying medium weight, because a lot of people we polled that play this game said this is, can be kind of punishing. It feels about medium. But if you're a heavy gamer, it's more kind of welterweight. So it's between like light medium, like a 2 to 2.5 on the Board Game Geek rating. So, we reflected that in our page art, made sure we made those changes. Our drop, we used to change our drop size based on the number of players. But we found out very quickly that you have to have the full drop no matter the player count, because it just gives you that much more interaction and choices in decision making, which just kind of extended the fun, quite frankly, of the game. So I really love the fact that we got a lot of great feedback from our reviewers. Other than that, the Board Game Binge community has been fantastic. I want to shout out to them. Thank you very much for everyone that's been part of that community cheering us on. And anybody that's backed us, even if for $1, we appreciate that because it helps with the algorithms. It helps us get the word out and the excitement, and lets us know that people want us to be successful. If you're watching this video, the one thing I'm going to ask you to do, if you can do me a huge favor, on the bottom of our Kickstarter page, there's a button that says Kick Tracks. If you could click that button, click the Kick Tracks image, that will take you to their page, and specifically the Cities of Venus part of their page. That pushes us up in the ranking. Right now, we're ranked number 3 in terms of daily hotness. It would be cool if we get to 1. I don't know if we'll get to 1, but getting even to 2 would be fantastic. And it's literally just based on number of clicks that go through to that particular link. So if you could do that, it'd be awesome. That's all I got for this particular video. I am going to take a break, and probably about 30 minutes going to come back with another live that we're going to push across all platforms, and we'll get into components and things like that, and we'll answer people's questions. Anyways, thank you so much again, everyone. I really, really appreciate all that you've done with this campaign. Cheers. This has been an episode of the Board Game Binge podcast, hosted by James Staley, produced by James Staley and Mike Bruner, with original music by Nick Smith. If you would like to watch these interviews live, simply subscribe to our YouTube channel, Board Game Binge, and you'll get access to live interviews, giveaways, and interesting board game content from across the industry. I can't wait for you to join us. See you next time.